Morning. I'm James Stene, here on behalf of my son James. Okay, and the information is in the affidavit there. Basically, is what I'm here in regards to. I'm here to explain why I'm here. My son was made to vote by absentee ballot by Clark Lake Homes. And there are many issues that go along with this, and I want to keep this brief. Okay? I understand your time. This happened without his mother or my knowledge. We were just informed of this 2 weeks ago. But his mom and I reside in Montana. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. I had been rope-a-doped around by Crow Wing County Social Services, Crow Wing County Sheriff, and it all leads back to the Crow Wing County Attorney, Don Ryan. And that's where it deadlocks, it stops right there. He feels that there basically nothing's wrong. And that is per our conversations. I have an audio of a voicemail that my wife received that I would like to play. And please bear with me and take a couple minutes to get into her voicemail box, okay? I would be prepared, but I'd probably lose it if I tried to be prepared at a time on the voicemail. And the voicemail will take most of it. This voicemail will speak for itself. I didn't know that.
Keep it.
Yeah. This first message, I'm going to play this first one as well. This was a meeting to discuss for 10 o'clock yesterday morning. The next voicemail is the voicemail that I received at 9 o'clock yesterday morning. Pull away, oh. I took this, Rowan County Attorney, I took it to the Sheriff's Department first. I didn't speak to Todd Dahl, I spoke to the investigator. I went overnight, the Sheriff's Department, through the investigator, taped this for me. I took the copy of this order down Ryan's office, and I handed it to him, and he played it on his computer. He sat there and he listened. And when he was done, he turned and he looked at me and he said, well, I think he has every right to make that call. And meaning Lynn Peterson. I asked him if he wanted a copy of that CD, and he said no. I said, do you think this is pertinent? He said no. And so I just got up and left. Okay. And it goes back to the rope-a-dope that I mean, I could be here, I know we're in time constraints. It's in my opinion that this important issue needs a special prosecutor because he goes back and stops. I'm going to close this with a quote from retired Senator Alan Simpson. If you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters. My hope is that this commission will act with swiftness and integrity, and you can feel free to contact me because there's much more information besides this than what I presented to you and what is in the affidavit. There are licensing issues involved as well that Don Ryan told me that he wouldn't be involved in. And this is a licensed provider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I ask you a question for
You got it.
microphone? In this letter, the third sentence says, "My son was made to vote."
He was. You can ask him.
By Clark. Could you explain to me what that means, made to vote?
Well, you can ask him. Maybe he can respond to that. Okay.
I was meant to vote, but
So they put the piece of paper in front of you
Yeah.
and made you sign it? Or else?
and else.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I'm not here on the voter fraud issue. The exploitation issue should have been uncovered when the voter fraud issue was investigated. In this case, it's not. There were other individuals that were involved.
Thanks.
Again, we appreciate you bringing, having the courage to come and present this. We are not going to take action on it. This is open forum. I suspect that your presence here is.
Okay, if I can have a couple more minutes, knowing that the county attorney, who should be my son's protector, and actually we own property in Crow County, we're Minnesota residents, I would have assumed that he has some type of advocate, and Lynn Peterson was to be his advocate in our absence. And the county attorney apparently doesn't see it that way, and so I'm taking everything that I can. I've been to the licensing board, which he would not address, okay? I'm going to actually after this meeting, I'm going out to the Attorney General's office. And if you can't do anything for me, you tell me you can, because I will be there. My son and I will be there. His mom and I and his family are advocates. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate your recognizing that this is open forum,
I
and I would be happy if you came from Montana. If you need more time, we can certainly move it down on the agenda.
No, I was in St. Paul at the licensing department on Friday because I just got here less than a week ago. We're informed. His mom and I just found out about this, and it was through a close personal friend how we found out. Otherwise, I would have been at this commission 3 months ago.
Okay. We have your materials. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mr. Chairman, if I may respond to those allegations and insinuations before anyone else speaks.
Again, I would prefer, if we're going to continue this, I would prefer to move it down on the calendar. I believe in the judgment of the board. Do you want to continue open forum and hear this, or do you want to move it down? Okay.
What's your decision?
I don't wish to make a detailed explanation, but
Well, we've already taken 10 minutes when we normally have 5. We've got a big agenda today, as you well know, so I would ask that you be quick and both parts. Don, we'll give Don a chance to respond.
I can have Mr. Jensen go first if you want me just to respond to all of it.
You asked to go, so go.
I actually take issue with what Mr. Stene has said. He misrepresents to this board our conversation. He misrepresents what his
Excuse
son
me?
told me when I was sitting at the table and actually spoke to his son in regards to whether his son said he wanted to vote or not. He personally informed me he did want to vote, not that someone made him to vote. And just so this council knows and the general public knows, because I think it's a bad thing to come in and try to create an issue in an open forum setting knowing it will be televised. There currently is an investigation pending into the exploitation of a vulnerable adult, which I did initiate through the Sheriff's Department and the Cronin County Social Services Department, as I told Mr. Stene I would, and as I told him, it probably would start at the state level, which it's my understanding it already has commenced, just so the board has a more complete picture of the issues before you.
Don, we appreciate that. Again, the open forum is not to debate these issues, it is to give you a chance to raise them. You've raised it. We'll ask you again, Monty, to be brief as you can, and hopefully we can draw this to a close.
I will be, sorry I forgot my glasses, so I'm having trouble with my notes, but we'll go forward with it. My name is Montgomery Jensen, for those of you that don't know me. On October 29th, I reported, or I witnessed individuals being taken advantage, vulnerable adults, and I reported that on the 1st of November. Through this, I have been investigated and looked at as a nuisance to this county as well as the Freedom Council for doing their citizen duty. I have been interviewed in interrogation rooms, and I have been denied access to my statements during that time on multiple accounts. I talked to Chad Turcotte, and he said that I need to go to records in the Sheriff's Department. Gave me the case number, everything, not a problem, but you're right. Him as the investigator. I go to them, and they give me a deep sigh and say, well, we have to contact the county attorney's office. Well, I don't understand. This case is closed. I was just informed by the investigator that this is my right to get a copy of these statements. Okay, nothing. I follow up with them, still nothing. So then I played phone tag with Sheriff Dahl because it's his department. Finally we connect, we talk. I hear nothing. After about 2 weeks, he informed me that it was my right to have these as well. Okay, so I follow up with an email. Almost a week later, he emails me back saying that, I don't have the exact email in front of me, but basically that it's in the county attorney's office and that he will continue to follow up and so forth, but he hasn't been able to obtain, alluding to that Mr. Ryan hasn't cooperated. And I will forward that email to the commission. Throughout this investigation and me talking and cooperating with the investigators, I've heard a number of conflicting information from them, including Don Ryan. It has been my belief that the county employees that were involved, the county attorney and Deborah Erickson, it leads me to believe that they have no interest in investigating and upholding the rules and protecting vulnerable adults and applying the law in a just manner. Over the last few months, Don Ryan has worked hard at telling me that my complaint was filed, my complaint was justified, but has done nothing. How do we have it both ways? If my complaint is justified of what I saw, how do we have no charges filed? How do we have nobody step in and protect some of these vulnerable adults? It doesn't make any sense to me, along with a lot of other people. All I've been asking is that the law is applied in a just manner. At this time, I believe Mr. Ryan and any other officials that are involved owns the Stene family, along with all the other families that had individuals in this home that were taken advantage of, an apology, and that they need to carry out this investigation in a just manner. From the public notaries that took the absentee ballots, Deb Erickson defending and stating that it's okay to take advantage of vulnerable adults while voting. The lack of effort during the investigation from Don Ryan and the Sheriff's Department, something needs to be done. This behavior is unacceptable from county officials that are here to serve, protect, and make ethical decisions for the residents of Crow Wing County. Please don't take this offensive, but we shouldn't be here today. I've taken 9 hours of vacation here, along with other ones, to cooperate with investigators and so forth. The only good thing about this is I don't have a 4.5-hour commute today. I'm requesting a special investigator be assigned that is not associated with this county, the county's officials, and that does not have a conflict of interest that affects their ability to complete a thorough investigation. There's a couple other things I want to address.
I'd ask you to wrap it up, Monty.
Okay.
We're well over time.
Okay. A couple other key things. Mr. Ryan addressed your counsel in December. He stated that my significant other, Amber, did not want to cooperate with the investigation or alluded that she was able to go home. Sheriff Turcotte, or Deputy Sheriff, he placed one phone call in the afternoon and stated that he would call back later that evening at a better time, and has never followed up past that point. Okay? Another thing, the photo that was provided to me during the investigation when they questioned me was the size of a driver's license photo, and it was provided from a third party. Okay? If I'm going to accuse someone, I'm going to be 100% sure. I'm not going to sit here, and on top of that, it was printed off on an email, so the resolution was even worse. So if we're convicting people on photos to that quality, that's a shame. Another thing, the dots in the ovals and that they provided a system doesn't make any sense to me, and I'll show you why.
I'm going to have to ask you, Monty, if you're making allegations here, there's evidence here that we do not have, and I have the good fortune of sitting in the chair. I try to, the best I can, to be fair to you and what you're doing.
Okay.
A lot of these things are out of our hands. There are, the board is willing to listen, willing to say, this is a very serious matter. I think we have taken it seriously. We are taking it seriously and letting you come up and make your presentation. There are not things here that we can necessarily answer to. And so I would simply, again, with the encouragement of the board, say, we appreciate you coming. If you do not get response to this effort again, then I am going to personally say we need to put this on the county board's agenda for a future time when we can have all parties here. I'm not sure that's going to solve this dispute. This sounds like something that's probably going to be resolved in the courts. I wish it were otherwise. I wish we had the power to do it. We're limited in our power as well.
Okay, understood.
So I just want to, again, you have been here, you've given, I think we've been fair in letting you raise the issue. We appreciate Mr. Stene coming from Montana and saying this, but I don't know that we can do much other than accept what you've said today. If you have further information you'd like to provide, please give it to the county administrator, and I'm sure he will see it distributed to the rest of us.
Okay, thank you. And like I said, I'm just requesting a special investigator.
Sure.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you.
1 minute.
No.
1 minute.
You can use my card.
I don't want you to, I do not want the board. I'm not distancing myself from them, but I am here on a separate issue.
Yes, I understand.
And
We
it
understand.
does- it's
Understand very
my
clearly.
issue.
Very clearly. Yes. Are you going to testify as well?
Yes.
Why don't you let somebody else hand that out then, and we'll let you on. And I will hold you to no more than 5 minutes, right?
Less. I'm going to be brief. I'm Ron Kaus. I also volunteer with the Minnesota Freedom Council. Thank you for your time this morning. I just put together a packet of stuff that the public can get. I did data requests and that sort of thing. And this is just information to give you a background on what we think could be very pertinent to how you go forward from here. What has happened is a crime has been committed, alleged, witnessed, in your county building, in front of your county employees, using and abusing the mentally disabled. And we think that that is a very serious thing. And so I put together a packet. Like I said, it's got the affidavits in it. I don't know if you're very familiar with all the affidavits that have been filed. I got the Crow Wing County voter list, and then I matched it against all licenses in the county for adult foster care. And I came up with, it looks like Clark Lake had 22 voters. Out of that, 16 are under some sort of guardianship, and out of that, 7 are said to be legally incapacitated. Now, I also got their voter packets on their absentee voter packets. So anyway, I'm just going to be brief. My summary and I can maybe address you more fully at a later time, but it looks like, to me, in my opinion, that it does need a special prosecutor. Obvious things have not been done. The other eyewitness has not been interviewed. The suspect has not been identified. They both say that they can identify her. And there's never been resolving the conflicting testimony and putting the suspect under oath. So there's obvious things that have not been done, among other things. And our central theme has been a thorough investigation and to defend the exploitation of the vulnerable among us. So we have no dog in the race other than that. So, and finally, I would like to also request a special prosecutor to see if our county attorney, Don Ryan, is in violation of 201-275. I think it's an important thing. A thorough investigation was not launched, and I would just like to request that.
Thank you. Don, I just cited something, I have no idea.
Just a second.
What did you just cite? Is there something there that
We don't want to show it on these two.
have
We'll talk in the hall.
take an action? I have no idea.
No. They're not going to mention. No. We have it in
I'm not aware of this board's authority to appoint a special prosecutor, period, end of conversation, cite all the statutes you want, it doesn't exist. The only way to investigate whether a county attorney is guilty of extreme prosecutorial inaction is to petition the Attorney General of State of Minnesota, petition the governor, who then would assign the Attorney General to investigate, who then must convene a grand jury in order to conduct that investigation. The case is State v. Graham. It comes out of Crow Wing County in a prior action involving my predecessor. I stand by my prior decisions, and I will not be intimidated by those who want to come before this board or any other public board in an attempt to insinuate, threat, or intimidate the way in which prosecution and law enforcement is conducted in this country.
Thank you, and I have no intention of embroiling the county board in this dispute either, but I do want to say that I believe this county board is interested in protecting the voting rights of the people, and we will do what we can to ensure that that occurs.
And Mr. Chair, if I may, I would like to inform this board that I have been in conversations with our auditor treasurer, with our chief elections official, and we have started working on a process to hopefully this June hold a public forum in front of the media, as I appeared before in front of before you here, not to explain this case, but to explain those who are under guardianship's rights to vote, and hopefully provide an educational opportunity for those in Crow Wing County.
Thank you. We will move to the second item on the agenda, which is a review and approval of the regular county board minutes. Was there anyone else? I'm sorry. Was there anyone else here for public forum?